Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Bait.com's Career Talk. I'm HATEM HANNOUN, and on this week's episode, I want to talk to you about 5 ways you can start your cover letter. Now, I know in previous episodes I've spoken to you about cover letters and not to expect your recruiter to see or read the cover letter. But hear me out. Now, if the recruiter asks for the cover letter, by all means you should write one. You should write a tailored one. We don't want to write these generic, template-driven cover letters that you just give to everyone else. Right? We want to write it in a way that appeals to the recruiter. And if the recruiter does read your cover letter, then we want to guarantee that you've maximized your chances of getting that phone call and that interview. So here we go, 5 ways to start your cover letter. Number 1, add a quote. And no, I'm not asking you to dig through the archives and find your favorite Einstein quote or whoever you aspire to. Find the quote that makes sense to the recruiter or the employer. And that's a quote that they can better understand or gauge your skill set. So preferably find a quote from maybe a colleague that you worked with or a teammate, or if you're a student, find a quote from a professor to just basically be a reference point or a recommendation about how great you are to work with or how you've excelled at your work or have done great in your university days. So that's the kind of quote we want to include, something that means something to the recruiter. Number 2, entice the reader with your job title and your achievements. Start with your greatest achievements and what you've done in your previous or your current job. For example, as a communications manager, I manage the marketing and PR for an organization of over 300 employees. Buff yourself up, but within reason. You don't want to exaggerate too much. And at the same time, make sure you don't accidentally degrade your current or previous employer. Now, if you're a student, your degree will be your strongest selling point. So talk about your degree and how it helped prepare you for the position you're applying to and what you've learned throughout. Number 3, use the right keywords. Throughout your cover letter, you should have studied beforehand or really understood the job description, what the employer is looking for. They've told you what they want in specific keywords, whether it's communication, creativity, teamwork, ability, leadership. They outline and highlight the skills they're looking for. So make sure you demonstrate fit to the position you're applying for by using the keywords that they've asked for. So find out what they're looking for, make sure they're included in your cover letter somewhere to make sure that it's very clear to them that you're the perfect fit for the job. Now, if you're a student and you don't have that kind of experience, or if you haven't done internship experience, then think back to the projects that you've done where you've exhibited some of these skills that they've outlined in the job description and highlight them and talk about them in the cover letter. Number 4, meet the employer's needs. Now, aside from understanding the keywords that they've listed in their job description and including them in your cover letter, you also want to show them that you have what they're looking for. Now, here's what I mean. So if they've said in their job description, we're looking for someone with excellent leadership skills. Now, it's one thing to say that you're a great leader in your cover letter, but it's another thing to sort of prove it using real-life scenarios where you have been recognized for your leadership skills. Now, that's whether it's leadership or creativity or anything else that they've outlined that they're looking for, a need that they have. What have you done that meets their needs? And that's what you want to focus on your cover letter. You don't want to just be making claims. Number 5, let your personality shine through. Now, compared to a CV, which has a very rigid structure and form, the cover letter is your opportunity to speak to the employer. So let your personality come through the same way you would be if you're speaking to them. This is your opportunity to speak directly to the employer. So it's okay to be a bit more relaxed in your phrasing and how you talk about your accomplishments and achievements and how you can meet the needs of the employer. Now, don't be too relaxed. We don't want to be saying jokes in the middle of the cover letter. Keep it professional within reason, but be a bit more relaxed. Show your personality, and through your personality, how you can stand out from the rest of the competition as well. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope you found some value in it. As always, we have weekly episodes on Bait.com's Career Talk. Subscribe to our channel here right on YouTube for weekly episodes. On Facebook, subscribe to us there, and on Instagram for the latest updates. And I'll see you next week.